Hello, Jesse. Got a plane for you. I think that's the first dang jet I've ever caught live. Either coming in or coming out of Roanoke, right there. But the jet plane's not the only vehicle I'm going to be filming today. I'm here because I'm going to be filming Norfolk Southern traffic here on the former headquarters of the Norfolk and Western, Roanoke, Virginia. So, let's get to it. I've got a portable battery. Keep this thing going for a bit. Yes, Kevin, how are you? I'm going to have to take this thing off real quick because the thing is getting loose. You know, I hate it. This new Amtrak thing they built, it has, let me think. It has no seats, doesn't have any kind of wall outlets in case anybody needs to charge their devices, and there's no restroom. I think you see where I'm going with this. I don't want to pack all this stuff up and all, but just to go use the restroom, but dang it, there isn't a single one near me, and I can't leave all this equipment out here unattended because somebody could come and steal it if they wanted to. But as you can see there, I've got water and I've got my camera bag, so if I do need to pack up, I can do so. But currently, yes, I'm near the rail walkway. In fact, the walkway used to be where this dang Amtrak platform is. I didn't know Amtrak came back to the city until our return, because this is the first time I've been back here in over 7 years, and I've already got a good bit of video at a lot of the locations I botched at originally. Yes, I'm calling my original recordings of this place botches because they are terrible. They're an embarrassment to me. Right there is the bridge that, if y'all recall, I ended up outrunning a train on when I was young and stupid. Not doing that again. And really, I found that to catch a train on it, you don't have to outrun yourself. You just have to wait. I was up there yesterday evening and I got a running meet, literally just the same as I did 7 years prior. There were two freight trains though, instead of a freight train and an intermodal, and instead of Union Pacific run through power, there was BNSF on one. There was a train coming out of the yard. I caught him first and then I caught one coming in. There was a little transfer move that came out a few minutes ago where the guy literally came out on the running board and said something to me. I didn't know what he said, but yeah. Hang on. And there's Petersburg. Check the cam. Where's that rail fan cam at? I don't see it. I need to photobomb. Hold on. Where's the cam at on the platform? I want to photobomb virtual rail fan. Hey, tell virtual rail fan to have a camera up at the Winston Link Museum. That'd be pretty damn appropriate. If it were me, that'd be pretty dang appropriate. Having a camera up at his museum. God, I tell you though, I wish Link could have lived to see his museum open, or at the very least, live to see 611 come back. But, you know, I doubt that could have been possible with his age, but still. Yeah, I got video at the museum this time. The last time I was there, I didn't film anything at the museum. I just filmed all the trains I caught. This time, I'm correcting that mistake. I got video at the museum, the Transportation Museum, mind you, not the Photograph Museum. Now, it did say not to take pictures of the galleries, but, and I'm saying this for a very obvious reason, I did take 3 pictures, not of any of Link's equipment, not of any of Link's photographs, but of like a semaphore signal, a switch stand, and a gas pump. The only reason I even took those pictures is so that Rails Unlimited has some modeling references, and I'm going to do my damnedest to crop out a lot of what's there. to where just the objects that I wanted to photograph and question are visible. Because I don't want to disrespect the museum staff. I don't want to disrespect Link's work. Hell, Link's work is what got me into photography. It was the reason I came to Roanoke, was to see his work. And I'm glad that I was able to come back and look at it in a new light. First time I came, I was young and foolish. Now I'm wise and old. Hell, I was able to retake 2 of his photo locations in Luray. One by the depot where the old guard Santa used to be. Apparently the foundation is still there, but that's all there is. The other is at Luray, or the other was at Hawksbill Creek, which I did get a picture there. The same location, not the same angle. Problem with rivers and streams is they change course and don't look a damn bit like what they did in like 1956 and all. But I hate it. I actually have a book. I bought I actually bought 3 more books from the museum. I've got his second book. Pros to that trucker for having P5s on that thing. Pros to that sucker. He had to think of P5 on that thing? I don't know. Either way, I got The Last Great Steam Railroad in America, Link's, I think, first or second book. Already have Steam, Steel, and Stars and Laugh Along the Line. I got a book about the museum, and more importantly, I now have in my possession a book regarding his photo locations. So I've got 2 books. So I now have both of his original books, the book about the museum, a book about the museum, and a book regarding his locations, at least as they looked in 2012 or in the early 2000s. I don't know how they look now, but I'd imagine that a lot of the stuff that was still there even then is gone or has been modernized to the point where you wouldn't know what it is. Yeah, but the Roanoke shops are totally empty now. I believe, NS has them for sale, but I doubt anybody's going to buy them. And if they do, I guarantee you they'll have them torn down within the next few years. It's a shame, but they're not on Roanoke's historic register, and even if they were, that wouldn't save them. I mean, if it were me, okay, I mean, if I were the curator of that museum, I would try to negotiate NS about maybe making that the new museum ground. And if you think about it, it would make the perfect logical sense. The museum has steam locomotives built by the N&W that they could display in the very shops they were built in. They'd have enough room to put all of their outdoor collection under a good bit of cover. They could work on them under cover. And more importantly, they'd have a climate-controlled environment to protect their artifacts from the elements, to where they don't have to constantly, restore them from them being outside for like 20 or 30 years, I'd probably make one part of the shop the main museum for all, like the main museum hall for all of the outdoor equipment. I'd make another part be for like all the indoor exhibits and everything they have in the inside of the museum. And if need be, I'd make another part of the shop be for like restorations, maintenance of equipment. Like for instance, if they wanted to repair their diesel locomotives to where they have stuff to switch equipment around, they can do that. If they need a place to keep 611 up a little bit here and there, they can do that. But that's what I would do if I were able to work something out like for that. But, this is NS we're talking about, and I honestly doubt they'll do that. If they did, I'd be stunned, but if they don't, I'm not going to be surprised. But it honestly would give the museum here in Roanoke a lot more room, and it would be perfect for them because it's literally the very place where a lot of their equipment was built and maintained. I'm pretty sure a lot of those passenger cars were maintained there. I mean, it's just, I hate it. I honestly hate it. I hate that the shop's closed because, you know, God forbid, say if there's a fire. Now, this is just something, this is an example. This may not happen, hopefully. But say there's like a massive catastrophic fire or something in Juniata, burns the shop completely to the ground, the whole shop complex. If they haven't torn this facility down, then it might be the only other one they have that could handle a lot of what they need to do in regards to their maintenance of equipment. But, you know, again, this is Norfolk Southern we're talking about. I honestly doubt they would listen to a word I'd say. And actually, now that I'm looking at the bridge, I'm noticing something. It actually looks like they raised it even more since I was here last. And they've repainted it. It was black when I was here before, and now it's, I think, a sort of deep mint green or something. I don't know, but all the signals pointing towards the inside of the yard are red. I'm not even seeing any that are green. You know, Murphy's Law is going to be, I'm going to be out here for like 4 to 5 hours and not catch a single train until about dusk. That'd be just my luck, you know. That really would just be my luck. What the hell? Did you guys hear that shit? Excuse my language, but did you guys hear that? What the hell was that? Yeah, buddy, you go on swearing like a sailor. I could care less. Oh my gosh. There's another semi coming out. All I can say is the phone may overheat here, even though there's a slight breeze. It's not going to be enough to stop the phone from freezing. In fact, I'm already getting a very substantial delay. I mean, I've eaten lunch. I can say I have eaten lunch. I had a grilled chicken sandwich that my grandmother got for me at one of the restaurants in town. Yep, all the signals are shining red. These dwarf signals are showing red. I should have asked my grandmother if she could pull up in the side street real quick so I could get a chair out of the back so I have somewhere to sit. But I doubt that would work. Besides, the road's one way. There'd be no way for her to do it. Well, actually, there is. Let me stop the stream real quick and ask her if, you know, I could get one of her folding lawn chairs out from the back. God, I don't know if it was because that chicken was hot, but I don't think it's agreeing with my stomach right now. Because I'm feeling sick. It's probably the tomato and the lettuce. That's probably what it is. Probably got too hot. Getting a little bit wilted. But I can already tell you just from looking that a lot of the locations here in downtown that Link would have photographed in 1956 are pretty much gone. Like all of the ground level crossings have been removed and replaced with bridges, and all of the what do you call it? All of the station platforms were removed, I guess, following the end of the steam program. So even that's gone. The station building itself is still there. It's just not the part that let you down to the tracks. That was removed. I'm guessing my grandmother got overheated because she's moving the Kia around the block. So that's just great. Yeah, but we have reservations at a restaurant here in downtown called Village. We got a reservation there for about, I think, 7 or 7:30. And it's about, let me see what the time is, 2:26. So I've got about, a few hours, give or take. But no trains, not a single one except for the first one I filmed. So, you know, it's like, go figure. Here, I'm going to pause the stream so I can ask her if she can come back by so I can get a chair. I might have entered a lull because I'm not seeing or hearing a thing.
Okay. Well, if you get tired, like I said, just walk around that parking lot. You'll see me. I'm parked in the shed.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you. I think we may have outgrown. I think I might have outgrown this chair. Instead of a pirate's life, it's a rail fan's life at this point.
Okay. I'm done.
All right, thank you. It's a rail fan's life for me. Yeah, here's what I'm sitting in. It's a very simple chair, but it's better than nothing. Besides, then I don't have to worry about my feet hurting. But yeah, I don't think this thing will hold for very long. As far as the stream quality, I don't think it's going to hold up. It's probably going to freeze in the next few minutes due to it overheating. I can't put it in the cooler because the ice is causing the heat's causing the ice bag to condensate and it's flooding the cooler. So I can't put it in there because then the phone will get ruined. There's the Martin Luther King Bridge. As I said, it was raised, and it actually looks like, it's been raised even more since, since I was here 7 years ago. So evidently they've had to accommodate it every single time there's been larger and taller train cars. Yeah, who else is still in the stream? I'm just curious. We have the N&W 1218, the person, not the engine. Well then, sir. Ethan Ochoa, I hope I said that right. I really hope I said that right. I don't want to botch that. Yeah, I know there's a no horn zone through here, Kevin, but I heard some horn. I do know for a fact, though, that they have a crossing. They do have one crossing, and that's, I think, coming off the former Virginian route coming into town. So I have heard their horns through there. Now, whether or not, but that was 7 years ago, so they could have put that in place. But I don't know why they would need a no horn zone here because there's no crossings, just rail fans. Yeah, I'll just say if the picture freezes, I apologize in advance. That's why I've got my camera. I've got my camera up too in case, God forbid, that happens. And I might try and relocate to the top of the bridge, but that might be closer to dusk when it's not hot as hell. Like that may be around, depending on when I get done eating dinner, that may be around 7:40ish or so, depending on whenever I get done eating. There is not a thing. You know, Murphy's Law is when I get all this stuff packed up, that's going to be when the floodgate opens, you know? It's like there's not going to be a single train until I pack all this gear up and head out. I guarantee you that's going to be what it is. I can almost guarantee you that might be what it is. The only good thing, though, is technically we've got more than one point of direction we can contend with. We got trains coming from towards us, we got trains coming from behind us, got trains coming from the left, and trains coming from the right. So that's a lot of different directions for trains to come into, more or less. Did someone say Lance Stroll? I couldn't resist, y'all. Come on. I couldn't resist that. I could not resist that, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway. Don't even know what a Lance Stroll is. It's probably something I'm not even familiar with, I bet. Go figure. Hang on. Kevin, are you still in this chat right now? Actually, if somebody's in this chat, if there's anybody in the chat that's from here, around here in Roanoke, if you guys know the train patterns, please let me know, because that'll determine how long I got to sit out here and bait for. Catch my drift. Yeah, but if any of y'all are in the Roanoke area, could you please let me know of the train traffic and when the next train comes, because that'll help me out a bunch. I've got a good bit. But I know one thing, I've got more receipts than I know what to do with as far as stuff from the trip goes. I've already gotten stuff from Baltimore, got stuff at Cass. I'll probably spend a good bit of money as it is. I'm not saying how much, but it's a lot. It's a lot as it is. I'm gonna have to figure out just how much I ended up spending on this trip. Also, another thing is today's my dad's birthday. So yeah, happy birthday to you, man. I'm gonna move my stuff. I move the cooler. It's a lot closer to where I'm out where I've got my stuff situated. got a better idea. I just put it all right beside my chair. Yes, thank you, Ethan. Ah, boy. Oh, yeah. I wasn't lying when I said this thing was condensate. I mean, there's already about a few inches of water in here. It's the inside of the cooler there, and it's flooded. I don't think water on the tracks will be an issue. Ah, got 2 reds over orange. One's coming. One's coming into the yard. And yeah, hang on. Yeah, we got 2 reds over orange. I don't know what that signal term means. Danny Harmon, if he were here, would probably be able to help me out with that. Depending on if they use a similar system of signaling in Florida for NS. But now I know one may be coming, which is good. The question is what time and where? Right, while I'm waiting, I'm going to drain this ice pack out because it's not full of water. Nothing but ice water, that's really all it is. It's not a problem, I don't believe. I tell you, y'all really don't have any real idea as to what my grandma and I've had to do on this trip as far as keeping our clothes clean. It's a mess, really. Because a lot of the places we've been staying at don't want to offer laundry service due to COVID or something like that. It's like we're having to, well, we're literally having to use the sink as the washing machine and yours truly as the clothes wringer, the clothes dryer. I'm basically the guy who's having to wring the clothes out, get the water out of them, and we're having to use, well, hell, pretty much the room's air conditioning unit to dry them. I mean, don't get me wrong, the places we've been at after Baltimore, well, excuse me, ever since Baltimore, the hotels have had laundry service, but since it's the end of the trip, mostly, there's really been no point in using them. And even if you did, it costs you like $5 to $6 in quarters just to wash a full load of clothes. You know, so more or less it would be ridiculous to deal with that now. Besides, the clothes I'm wearing may be able to be worn tomorrow, more or less. And then all the clothes we can't wear will be washed when we get back to Athens. It's about a 5-hour drive. But regardless, I'm glad I was able to come back to Roanoke. It's been nice. It's been very nice. I was debating on doing a time lapse for all the train traffic, but go figure. There's no train traffic to film in time lapse. The real time's the next best thing. Thank you, 1218. Well, Kevin, that really doesn't help much. I mean, you could probably look and see if they have a thing for the traffic here in Roanoke, because over in Dalton, they have a map showing you when the trains are coming in with the blocks. It has a block signal thing showing you the train traffic coming in and out on CSX and NS in each given direction. I mean, it would be nice if they did that for every other railfan platform, but I think Dalton's the only exception NS and or CSX made. Because remember, I live streamed there and I showed y'all that. But it is kind of funny. At one time, before the depot had its 2 platform tracks torn out and relocated, there would have been, like, I think, 5 to 6 tracks in here in this central gulch, more or less. Now, back to about counting the Amtrak's siding. That's brought the total number back to 5, where the track goes from 3 to 4 on NS, plus the siding, which again, that counts as like, that's now like 4 to 5 tracks further just past forward of the bridge. Yeah, that way you guys will probably be able to see anything that's coming quicker than I will. But looking back, I do have, like I say, as far as the signals, I've got 2 reds over and orange. Orange is on the bottom. I don't honestly know what that signal means, but you know, there you go. Even more dang planes. Come on, man. How many of those am I going to see today? I'm probably going to see more of them than I will trains. See, battery life is holding at 83%, but I mean, that's probably because of the dang cord, more or less. It's only about a, well, there's only a slight delay, but it ain't much. And the only reason I'm here on the Amtrak platform is more or less because apparently the Amtrak train either comes in late in the evening and early in the morning, so yeah. You know, it is kind of funny though, when Amtrak was originally formed, they didn't want to use any of Roanoke, of the Norfolk and Western's passenger routes. So N&W discontinued their trains and ran their last one with preserved nickel plate Berkshire at 759. So it's funny, they got the last laugh. They ran their railroad with steam and they ended their passenger service with steam. Makes you wonder, in an alternate universe, what if they restored 611 back in the 60s as a kind of heritage locomotive, kind of like what Union Pacific did with 844. You know, what if N&W had made 611 to have that kind of honor, you know? That would have been worth it, you know? That really would have been worth it. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's like some alternate timeline somewhere where, you know, say Link was, you know, able to have a lot of these engines saved. You know, to where we have more than, say, sole surviving examples. Or no surviving examples. There's a lot of locomotives the N&W had that are no longer in existence. There's like nothing. There's like really, yeah. I mean, for a lot of the locomotives in the N&W roster, there's a good number of sole survivors. You know, where only by a sheer miracle they were able to be saved. Now, I will say, I know Richmond City used the footage, but while Link did say he had a hand in helping save 611, I don't know if that was technically correct, because in the documentary film about him, Trains That Pass in the Night, he references a Canadian Pacific locomotive that he bought and saved, that he actually owned. He was actually trying to restore it. And what's a shame is he got close. He got very close to restoring the thing, and I guess it was, failing health in the early 2000s. It just never happened. It never materialized. And recently, apparently, the engine disappeared. I mean, the last things I could find online about it were saying that it was brought up to Virginia and it's been there ever since, but I haven't seen any new photos of it. Which is a shame. It's a real shame, because it should have been brought up here to Roanoke. Even if it can't run, it should have been brought up here to Roanoke and at least brought to his museum. I mean, they have his dang caboose. Why not get the engine he bought? I mean, does it have any ties with the Norfolk and Western? No. Does it have any ties with any of the other railroads in Virginia? No. But does it have a tie to Link? Yes, the hell it does. I mean, he was that adamant about saving something in the steam era that he bought he literally bought his own locomotive. And it's a shame that it's basically disappeared in recent years. Like I say, I haven't been able to find any information on it as to its current whereabouts. It's almost like it's dropped off the face of the earth. Hey, I just want to let you guys know, if we got one more like, we'll have 6 people and 11 likes. What does that equal? 611. Well, as I said many times in Comer before my wreck, so the waiting game begins. That train that has that orange signal may be here in a few minutes, or it may be here in a few hours. At this point, it's more or less all dependent on time. Well, I will say, though, I mean, under here it's a nice, comfortable. Probably take a nap under here, but I can't do that, because I bet if I did, somebody would steal everything I got around me, so no point. No point at all. But all I can say about the Amtrak thing here, is bring plenty of backup batteries, bring plenty of water, and bring your own chairs, because I don't got any here. The reason I say bring your batteries is because there's not a single power outlet here, period. I think I'm looking and I'm not even seeing one. Hence why I have a backup battery, so my phone doesn't die on me. Curious about the Trail Creek Trestle in Athens. I'm pretty sure by now it's probably been torn down, or partially torn down. I honestly don't know what the city's doing with it. I don't know if they're going to tear the whole original structure down to build the new one, or if they're going to tear down part of it and keep a tiny portion of the original structure. I honestly don't know. I mean, from what I've been able to see in their concept drawings, their concept art, it shows the 2 steel ends of the bridge and then a tiny portion in the middle that's built with wood to make a kind of replica. let me tell you something. That wood may be rotted, but the part that has that steel span, I don't think that wood is as rotted as they're saying. Because if it was rotted to the point where a human couldn't stand on it, then I doubt it would be able to hold the weight of a 20 to 30 ton piece of steel beaming up on top. And there is a section of steel part beams that go across the creek portion of the bridge. And that weighs a good few tons. And I guarantee you, the wood under it has still got enough strength in it to support that kind of weight. Now, the rest of the structure that's all wood on the top and all the way down to the bottom, yeah, that probably is rotted to the point where it'd have to be torn down. But the part with the steel could be saved. It could be stabilized and saved, and you would have an original piece of the bridge. It'd be just the part at the creek. But, you know, again, I'm just some 20-year-old with ideas, and I honestly doubt those ideas would be listened to. Hell, they'd probably be more or less ignored. Or fall on metaphorical deaf ears, as it were. Well, I mean, Ethan, they said the big boy couldn't come back for over 50 to 60 years, and then along comes Ed Dickens and his crew, and they managed to pull it off. So, I mean, to me, I even say in my video in the museum while I'm looking at 1218 and its cab, you know, if they can try and build a T1 steam locomotive from the ground up with all new parts, and they could easily get 1218 running again. It would just cost a good bit to get new parts made to replace the ones that were lost. I mean, would it be expensive to rebuild it and run it? Yes. But would it be worth it? Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the steam locomotives that old Winston Link had a major, more or less passion for. And you know, if they can bring 4014 and 1309 back, then they could, I guarantee you they could bring, you know, 1218 back. It'd just take a lot of time, a lot of people, and a lot of money, really. But it's not impossible. Because remember, everybody said bringing back 4014 was impossible, but they've proved it was. And they did it. Well, speaking of trains, here comes one now. If you look to the very right-hand corner of the screen, bottom right, you should see it. Yeah, I'm just visiting. Oh, he's coming in close. Good thing I've got this on a wide angle. You stay safe. You stay safe. Probably gonna have to creep through, but he's gonna come and get onto track, I think 2 or 3 here. So you're gonna see him switching over right in front of him. Yeah, so you're gonna see him starting to switch over soon. Very soon, actually. So I'm going to move my camera back. And I can also get this in the shot. Well, now I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to... It's like I move one camera to where you can catch the whole thing, and I'm moving another to try and not catch the whole thing. Oh, well. Now, I'm not going to say the engine type. I honestly have no clue. But I'm keeping this camera in a fixed position, so it ain't going to be moving. When you creep through the switches, that's normal. Dash 940 CW on the back. I don't know about the forward one though. Probably the same thing, more or less. A lot of tanks. A lot of tanks for very flammable stuff. Take care, First Arrow. You can tell which tanks have been out here for a while and which ones are new. That one's been out here for a while because it's not shiny and it's got graffiti. That one there that's passing right now is new. Hardly any graffiti except for a little bit. Putting brakes on to slow coming into the yard. Another new tanker coming up at the last of this string here. One that's shiny. We got a coal hopper coming in too. 3 bays, basically the kind that was used on the Athens line when they were switching coal for the UGA heating plant. Right there. That's one that would have been used. NJ Rail Banner, what's up? Erica Gomez, what's up? Now remember, I'm getting this on too, so yeah. coming up. There's 3 to 4 of them, baby. Yeah. Yeah, the museum in Baltimore actually got one of these cryo-trans reefers, one of the older ones from the 80s. Got it in 2017. Got 2 rail fans running up here right now. 2 more of them. Somebody must have called ahead and got the word out. Let me see. Saw 2 people running with their cameras. Oh, hang on. What's we call that, Rock Island? Let's see, it probably is. Yeah, it's probably former Rock Island, more or less. Got a Chicago Northwestern coming up. Here we are. There's Chicago Northwestern right here. Oh Lord, this is one of those that might take 16 minutes to pass. So if I have to, I may make this a 2-part recording if I need to. Another Chicago Northwestern coming up here. I say that, it might be about 10 to 15 because I'm seeing the end of the train creeping up on me now. Another Chicago Northwestern here. 3 bays. My battery is holding at 83%. Amen. That's funny. It's like no hopes, no dreams, just trains. Well, I mean, to be fair with me, I have hopes and I do have some dreams, but there's always going to be trains, some form or another. I can agree partially with that statement. The top part I don't agree with. The very bottom one I do. Don't know. Probably one of the 2. Go and see if I can track those other 2 rail fans down. I don't think anybody would even want to take my camera while it's live streaming, so, you know, Murphy's Law. Keep it with my old tradition. I'm not going to stop filming the train until he's out of sight. Now, where's those 2 on the rail? relocate. They're all the way at the other end of the platform, so I might go in. So that'll probably give me a chance to get all this stuff moved and relocated, more or less. So once this train is out of view, I might relocate and go over to where they're at. So that means I'll pause the stream. It'll give it a chance to calm down. I just got in my own shot. I probably botched the camera recording there, but oh well. At least it's not shaky as hell like last time. Yeah, I'm going to end this recording on the camera. I'll see y'all later. Turning the camera off, putting its lens cover on. I'm going to relocate everything to the other end of the platform, which means I'm going to pause the live stream so I can get set up over there. The stream will be back. I assure you it will be back. So, a toast to all of you. The reason I'm relocating is they came up here running, so that must mean something rather interesting may be coming in. I'm going to see if I can find out what the hell it is. So I'm going to pause the stream and I'll be back. Got an intermodal coming right now. Relocated. I'll move my stuff back. I'm blocking these other rail fans' shot. is still holding at 83%. Let me know. If you want me to move, I'll move. up here, it took about 16 minutes for one freight to pass. Had about 7 engines on it, and then the motor passed in on the far track. I was at the Lake Museum.
I'm thinking the 165 though.
Unity?
Oh no.
The reason I was moving my camera stuff on while you were filming, I didn't know if it was doing all
Oh
shot.
no, that's you have to zoom in, so where you were. Yeah. Right, so I'm pretty sure.
Well, I was just worried. I know some rail fans don't like when people get their shots. I don't mind if people really mind that as long as they want to talk about, you know.
And I apologize for that.
No, I get that. You're like me. You don't want to try to call. Of course, whenever I live stream, though, it's different. That's just my back in the case. God forbid, if that thing dies, I still have a way to get the train, or if this thing dies, it's vice versa.
Yep.
So, do y'all have a YouTube channel?
We do.
What is y'all's channel?
RF&P Productions.
I'll have to look at that.
Alright. Do you have one?
Railroad Preserver 2000. Shout out to these two fine gentlemen here. RF&P Productions, right?
Right.
Shout out to y'all. Go subscribe to them or I'm going to derail you guys. I'm just messing with you, but still. I think I might actually move my stuff in the shade. If y'all don't want your cameras on, I would recommend doing the same. There we go. All right, this stuff will cool. All right, so I don't have to worry about this being close to the tracks. I don't think. And like I said, I don't mind if y'all are in my shot. It's fine. I don't mind it. How far down are you going?
I might go about halfway down, so long as I've still got a shot in the RF.
Well, I mean, I think right here would be as best a shot as any. You're in the shade still, and you don't have to go over the bridge blocking you. Have you gotten footage from atop the bridge yet? Have you gotten video from on top of the bridge yet? 7 years ago I did, but it was terrible. When I came back, evening we got here, when I got back, I was able to catch a running meet. One train coming out of the yard, one going in. One had BNSF run-through power on it. Hey, the first train I saw on top of that bridge, I managed to outrun it, and it had Union Pacific power on it, but the footage is embarrassing. This is to make up for that. Because I was like, I think, God,
Yeah.
I don't remember how old, but still, it was bad.
I'm hoping to see at least some heritage units, maybe some different power down here. I mean,
Oh Lord, I've only ever caught one.
oh yeah, we've been down here. We went to Pulaski, which is farther south of here, and I'm pretty sure we caught an intermodal with Union Pacific power on it a while ago, probably about 7 years ago.
Y'all been able to catch 611 when it comes back here yet?
So what?
611, y'all ever caught it? Neither have I. I've seen it. I've seen it when it's not been oversteam and when it was being rebuilt, but never caught it running, not once. Hell, it was in Strasbourg, but
Yeah.
it's a minor trade-off because it was able to back up here.
Oh yeah.
We're still marking the filters of the gas, and I heard from the guys running it that they're almost done getting the Durban line reopened, so I'm hoping to go back either this coming year or the year after and route the route to Durban. We'll get the rest of this stuff real quick. man, so that's coming towards us or coming
Well,
into the yard?
coming into the yard. It's probably got to get powered up for a few minutes and then we'll start moving.
Yeah.
About it, furnace crossing.
No, I tell you. I hear the shops up here closed.
Oh, I have no idea.
Look, they shut down the shops up here.
Really?
Yeah, it's a shame. I hope they'll do something with the buildings. I don't want to see them torn down. I'm saying, you know, maybe like if they redevelop them, keep them standing, just remodel the inside or something.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying in my live stream earlier, you know, if it were me, if I owned the museum, I'd try and work out something with Norfolk Southern to relocate into the complex.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it'd be the best choice.
That's great. Well, that's
Yeah, I mean, that's where Winston Link took some pictures of the shops when they were working on some engines. That's where a lot of what the museum has was built and maintained.
yeah.
It's the obvious thing. Why not, you know? I mean, I've said in the video I filmed on that bridge up there, you know, it all comes down to just politics and money, really. City politics, railroad politics, how much the railroad and the city are willing to bid.
How is, by the way, how is the rail ending up on that bridge across the track?
You got a clear shot if you can get to the girders. It's just hot as hell if you don't have a breeze. And you mean you got to walk all the way down to the entrance to get on it. But the thing is, I don't even think the area I ran from to get onto the bridge is still here since they changed it, but somewhere around in this vicinity, I saw a train coming from the curve there, coming into the yard. I had a little worn out Sony camera at that point. I just took off, camera rolling, mind you. Really bad. Ran down the path, along the side of the bridge, up the bridge, right around to that point there where I'm pointing, managed to meet the train. Right as he got to the bridge, had Union Pacific run through power.
Really?
Of course, I didn't know how to keep a camera straight or shut the hell up, so the video's on the channel. It's on my channel. You just got to look for it.
Yeah.
It's bad, but you know, it's bad, and even I consider it embarrassing. I mean, it's better than nothing because now I can come back, and if I want to, now I have an excuse to get rid of it if I wanted to. The only reason I haven't is because, you know, that's in one of the earlier videos from the channel. That was from before I even made a YouTube channel. There's some video from Cass on my first visit. Right, it was probably only like 13, 14. It was all posted in like 2016. I started the channel in 2015. Oh shoot, behind you. I'm an idiot, sorry. Hey, let me know if I need to move now.
Good.
Murphy's Law, you'll probably have to get a better shot when I'm in the way. Got a coal train eastbound coming into the yard. Powering up. You think? There's a cardinal. There's a cardinal on it. How big? If you would say has the cardinal as its official bird, but I find it ironic to put on a coal hopper. Bird follows me everywhere. It's a long boy. I'm curious, a lot of these hoppers had either palmetto tree insignias or cardinal insignias, and I'm curious as to why. Oh God, I just realized something. I think when I said that the direction the train with that coal train is going, I said eastbound, and I'm guessing that was down you were going there.
Let me go try to figure out the signal.
Do you have a radio scanner?
He's gonna have it here. I'm gonna try to ask them. Do you know what they're got a camera actually right over there.
You know, I was over there earlier today. I probably got photobomb more than once. No, I don't think I didn't even know it was there. Yeah, for some reason I can't even. Whenever I send a chat message in there, live chats, it gets deleted on YouTube. I don't know. Yeah. That made me an account when I put like my secondary launch and I met the guy who was running and all that thing was home. I told him I was going to have an account. I don't have any money. He said, "There's times I can set me up on an account and you can all do it. You could all do this for it." So you kind of guess what I was doing all the time, right? Now, I actually made a list where I checked what the turns off and I heard. Like when I was doing work, I had the headphones plugged in and it turned down the train. So I'd ask them to try to get the switch or something to block it off on the list. So I probably got over 100 turns on the camper. I even called 611 when it was on a ferry with Thomas for a while. The bus?
Yeah, yeah.
The bus driver was kind of going to do it all over. But I didn't. I thought it was coming through a 3. And my dad was looking at his right.
I'll be right back.
No trespassing, huh? Mate, what are we doing? We're not here watching this place up. We're here watching trains. Trespassing my rear. We're not here vandalizing this thing. We're here watching trains, for God's sakes. That right there, that's vandalizing, damn graffiti. All they really have to do is maybe a fan. Probably the rest of the circuitry. The power outlets, all the stuff is set. And really, it wouldn't cost them a lot to do it either, because they've already got part of it right here. They just have to add, they've got the lights, got a platform. All they need is to add is some benches, some power outlets, a scanner, really. Even that alone would just be enough. I mean, common sense would just be not trying to jump into the freaking rail bed. Of course, you know, like I say, I make part of it the same kind of fencing they're using here, where they wouldn't get in the way of the hand. Anything? Hang on. You said ATCS. What is that? Is that like a track map?
It's like the map with all the labels.
Hang on.
Dispatchers.
Yeah. Have y'all been to Dalton, Georgia? Because I think they have, because the depot there has a little TV that's looking out of a window, where you can look in and look at it, and it shows you like all the different signal blocking on the tracks, where it's red, orange, green, yellow, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's about what it is. Yeah. So it's wrong. They just want to take them out.
You haven't pulled up on anything like that?
I've got all the laptops. That conduit of it's not 820, 820.
I'm curious. I will say though, if you've been a rail fan on the bridge, my advice is doing almost a dust when the sunset is. It's actually pretty and it's not hot as hell. Those are very long responses. I mean, they're not all bad, obviously, but there's some. Well, I remember trying to watch out the train fast. There was a company came up and they asked me about the train, and I started telling them all I knew. They were okay with it. I guess they were good.
He's like actually 821 ran yesterday, so I don't know if it was 821 for us.
When was the last time y'all went up to gas? On the 19th and the 20th. At some point soon, they're going to have a whole scheme where we're going to be running all the way to the Convex line. Every year, if you stay over here, about 4.5, maybe 5 hour drive. When you gas, the drive up and down is pretty. Well, you gotta want to go there in order to get to it. And I'm gonna tell you, able to make it, you will not be disappointed. People up there with train lanes, the train action is fantastic when they run it. They don't run on Mondays, but Wednesdays and Sundays they run. It's worth looking at. I got a little restaurant there in the company store. We've been before when I first went up there, it wasn't much. Now they've got almost everything I can think of. I know when I went back, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to come back for it, and I got as much film as photographed as I could. Because the last 2 times were, like the first time was bad, second time a little decent, but I wanted to let the third time be a bit better. You know, as I say, third time the charm. Yeah.
534 is fast 16, so we'll be coming around the corner.
So right up here?
It's it's going to be coming from the yard.
I mean, I want to try it, dude. Well, that's like when it's kids, but you know what? I'm not trying to jump into that. I'm not suicidal. I will say, I do have my family go down the trip for this one. We'll just try something different. How long do you think it'll be before he gets here?
Couple minutes at most, I think.
I think only gets down maybe about a minute or two. But when you see it's light. So Mustard's all probably gonna be there. Another train coming from the other side. Probably just full of heritage units missing it. I'd get him, that'd be bad. New way of testing the frickin' camera, because I don't know if it'll work. I've got one pointing one way and one pointing the other. This is pointing towards the shop, the other camera's pointing towards the yard for trains coming in or out. You're going to Richard Petty Motorsports. Not funny. I need to move this because I don't want the wind to blow the thing onto the tracks. That wouldn't be good. That should be good enough, I guess.
Should be fixing. 524 doesn't exist, right?
Ghost train. doing this to, if you're curious as to why I was waving my hand in front of the live stream, the camera, is so I can make sure the phone, there's not a lag thing, because this thing's so old now that if it gets too hot, the screen picture freezes. Yeah, the video when I'm doing a live stream sometimes when I'm gaming, it freezes due to it overheating. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pause the live stream real quick here, so I'll see y'all in a bit, I suppose.